Have you ever taken a day off only to discover you still felt exhausted? Maybe you slept in. Maybe you canceled some plans. It could be you tried to relax. And yet, the fatigue never really left. Not because you needed a nap, but because you felt depleted in a way that sleep couldn't seem to fix. Many women in midlife describe this as, I'm tired all the time. But often, what they're experiencing isn't ordinary tiredness, it's burnout. And burnout can feel very different during menopause. Today, we're talking about burnout and menopause, why rest doesn't always feel restorative anymore, how hormonal changes can amplify emotional and physical exhaustion, and what your body may be trying to tell you when it feels like your tank is always running on empty. Hello, everybody. I'd like to welcome you to MenoSpark, the podcast that helps women reignite their spark through perimenopause and beyond, with a focus on holistic health and wellness. I'm your host, Allie Thies. I'm a board certified sexologist, sex coach, menopause care provider, integrative wellness coach. I'm certified in integrative functional nutrition, plus, I'm back in school for my PhD in mind body medicine. I'm also your guide for navigating the wild, weird, and wonderful ride that is midlife. Why? Well, because I'm doing this full journey without hormones, and I am postmenopausal. If you're new here, welcome. Be sure to hit that follow button so that you never miss an episode. And if you're returning, thank you for being a part of this amazing community. Throughout May, we talked about weight changes, metabolism, energy crashes, and body image. This month, we're shifting into something many women experience long before they recognize it: stress, burnout, and emotional load. Because sometimes what looks like fatigue isn't actually about sleep. Sometimes it's about carrying too much for too long. And menopause often makes that burden more visible. Not because women suddenly become weaker, but because the body has fewer reserves available to compensate. So let's jump in. Burnout is more than feeling tired. It's a state of ongoing physical, mental, and emotional depletion. Many women assume burnout means complete collapse, inability to function, quitting everything. But burnout often looks much quieter than that. It can look like waking up exhausted, feeling detached from things you once enjoyed, struggling to concentrate, feeling emotionally flat, becoming more irritable, having less patience than usual. You may still be functioning, you may still be working, you may still be taking care of everyone else. The difference is that you're doing it without replenishment. During earlier decades, many women compensated for stress remarkably well. The body absorbs it, buffers it, pushes on through. Right, Gen X? We push on through. As menopause arrives, that buffering capacity often changes. Declining estrogen can affect stress resilience, your sleep quality, your mood regulation, and recovery capability. At the same time, many women are navigating your still working, so demanding careers. You're taking care of people, so caregiving responsibilities. Your parents are getting older, so aging parents. You've got changing dynamics, so changing relationships, and your body is shifting, so you got health concerns. The result is a cumulative load of just, oh. Menopause doesn't create all the stress, it often reveals how much stress was already there. Now, ordinary fatigue improves with recovery. Burnout often doesn't. That's the one key difference. With ordinary tiredness, you rest, you recover, you feel better. With burnout, you rest and still feel exhausted. You take a vacation and you still feel depleted. You sleep more and you still feel overwhelmed. That's because burnout affects more than physical energy. It also affects emotional and cognitive energy as well. Now, many women are carrying far more than that appears on paper, right? There is the visible workload. People see our jobs, we've got our appointments, our errands, and our responsibilities. But there's also the invisible workload, right, ladies? Remembering things, planning things, anticipating what's coming up, managing the household, worrying about what is coming or going, tracking everybody else's needs, coordinating. This emotional labor consumes an enormous amount of mental energy. And because it often goes unrecognized, women rarely account for it when evaluating their exhaustion. The nervous system, however, absolutely accounts for it. And if you hear noise in the background, I apologize, but someone's cutting down a tree today, if you can hear it. I hope you can't, but just in case. Now, many women respond to burnout by trying to become more productive. More organization, more effort, more discipline, more caffeine, more pushing. But the problem is that burnout is often a signal that the system needs restoration, not more pressure to finish things. When the body is depleted, additional force often creates additional strain. This is where many women become trapped. The harder they push, the worse they feel. The worse they feel, the harder they push. Because again, most of us in menopause right now are Gen X, and we were brought up to push through. Now, recovery is not simply the absence of activity. Recovery is the presence of restoration. And this can look like maybe sleeping consistently, having quiet time, giving your nervous system some regulation, setting boundaries with people, balancing movement, using adequate nourishment, realistic pacing during the day, having sustainable routines. Recovery requires reducing demands rather than becoming better at tolerating them. And at this point in life, most of us cannot tolerate crap, right? Right. So, healing from burnout rarely feels dramatic. Many women notice fewer emotional crashes, more patience, improved concentration, less resentment, and steadier energy. The goal isn't to have endless energy. The goal is enough energy to live your life without consistently running on reserve. So, I have a spark action of the week. All you got to do is ask yourself, what am I carrying that isn't actually mine to carry? And then release it. Okay? One responsibility, one exception, one unnecessary burden. Do it just this week and see how it feels. All right. And if you want more support, you know where to find me, menopausewellness.co. Now, burnout is not a weakness. It's often a consequence of strength being stretched too far for too long. Your exhaustion is information. It is not failure. It really is not laziness. And it's not proof that you're incapable. It's information. And information gives you something powerful. It gives you a place to begin. Well, guys, if today's episode resonated with you, I see you, I've been there, and I promise there is a way forward. Don't walk this road alone. You are worthy of healing, connection, and joy. I'd like to thank you for hanging out with me on MenoSpark today. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you found it helpful, please share it with a friend, leave a review, and make sure you are subscribed. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Substack for more menopausal insights, holistic tools, and new ways to support your spark. And if no one's told you this today, let me be the first to say it. You are fabulous. Until next time, keep that spark alive. You deserve it.